114 a game this year. Probably had as many practices, if not more, right? You know what you have to do out there. You go out there and beat this team to the ball.
Would say, get the ball, don't give up the ball, be an agitator, don't be a retaliator, be the agitator and hit first. Kendrick Perkins would say, I love you.
Don't stand and watch this game. No time for spectating.
You know, in 20 years from now, we're going to come back and we're going to have this reunion party. And when we shake hands, let's make sure our rings touch.
It's a moment in a game that kids dream about as they're growing up learning the game of basketball. We're set for Game 7, Spanish language version of today's game presented by ESPN Deportes. Use the SAB button on your television. One final game. As you see Rasheed Wallace in the opening tip for Boston. Wallace is the starting center. Kendrick Perkins tearing up his knee in Game 6 and will not play. Bynum gets inside. This is his first. Gasol's tip won't go. Battle for the ball. And the Lakers will have it. Our officials for tonight, Joe Crawford, Dan Crawford, and Scott Foster. For Joe Crawford, it's his third Game 7 of an NBA Finals. Did it 205 and did it 94. Bynum guarded by Wallace. How will Bynum's knee hold up? Another key question. Ball poked away, picked up by Pierce. Celtics trying to bounce back from a poor performance. Completely outplayed in Game 6. Scored just 67 points. Shot just 33% from the field as Fisher deflects it off of Rondo's leg. Good defense from L.A. Perkins can only watch, and you have to feel for that young man. So difficult come this far. In the Game 7, he has to sit it out.
Oh, it's tough to watch. You appreciate everything that he does on the basketball floor and as a professional. I'm sure the Lakers appreciate it also. Got to give him a lot of credit, and it's certainly sad to see him on the side.
Artest, who had a good game in Game 6, misses that. Gasol already. Another second shot opportunity. Fisher hits the three.
Both possessions, LA's got multiple attempts at the basket. The Celtics are going to have to find a way to rebound the ball as Gasol's called for a block.
Believe it or not, that Fisher three was his first of the finals. Was 0 for 8 prior to nailing that one. We've certainly seen him make huge threes during the course of his terrific career.
But when you're going up against a team that has a length advantage over you, you've got to gain rebound. You've got to have people coming to the ball. And the Celtics in that previous possession didn't have it.
Wallace, a very good post-up player. So much of his offense comes from the three-point land now, but he's very adept down low.
Well, here's a guy that was one of the best power forwards in basketball for 10 years, Spurt. And I like what both teams are doing, trying to get the other guys involved offensively. You know your stars are going to get it going. You want to get a rhythm for the other guys.
Wallace has finals experience, certainly, with Detroit in 04 and 05. Gasol off balance, can't get it to go. Ball taken by Bynum, knocked away. Bynum gets it back. They're letting him play early. Blocked by Wallace. And Gasol with an excellent second effort. The big guys battling down low to start.
If you're the Celtics, you got to understand it's not about Garnett and Wallace. It's about game rebounding. You need 5 guys dedicated and determined to get into the paint and come up with the rebound.
They were crushed on the boards early in Game 6 as Wallace banks it in. Wallace started 13 games during the regular season. He's come off the bench in every playoff game. He did not have a good regular season in his first year with Boston, but he's had some excellent moments in the playoffs. Ray Allen on Bryant. Gasol left open. More second chance opportunities, a foul. And Gasol will go to the rebound. Already the Lakers dominant on the glass, a 6-1 edge early.
This is Lakers just length and also athleticism, but give them credit. They're quicker to the basketball. If you're dressed in green, you got to find a way to get in there, put a body on somebody, and come up with the rebound.
If you saw that last replay, Ray Allen, as the skirmish was happening in the paint, he's hanging out at the top of the key on the free throw line. That's not good enough. Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rondo are going to have good rebounding nights because Rasheed Wallace is a better defender than he is a rebounder. Garnett's going up against a guy who's 7 foot as well. So the perimeter players are going to have to do their job.
Gasol already with 5 rebounds as he misses the free throw. He had more rebounds in the first quarter than the entire Celtic team in Game 6. He's off to another strong start.
And Kobe Bryant had 11. He knew the importance of the game and of the importance of the rebounding factor as Garnett scores on a good feed.
Nice pass from Rondo. Celtics have hit their first 3 shots from the field after that dismal shooting performance in Game 6. Right down to Bynum. Bynum right now just too tall. And the length of the Lakers was a big point coming into the series. And right now the Lakers by 1.
That's good offense by the Lakers. You can tell that the Celtics mindset is to try to put 1.5, 2 guys on Bryant early on, not allowing him to catch fire.
Wallace will try from outside this time. And Rondo called for a reach-in foul. And let's send it over to Doris Burke for the first time tonight. Hey, Doris.
Hey, Mike. Phil Jackson was asked about Andrew Bynum's status in the pregame press conference. He said Gary Vitti and the Lakers training staff said no more than 10 minutes per half for Andrew Bynum. The only thing that would change that is if he tweaks his knee and it ends up being less minutes. But obviously, Mike, he looks good to start.
Ray Allen all over Bryant. Good defense there. Ball tipped. Rondo able to come away with it, but lost it. Picked up by Bryant. Hard drive to the basket. Knocked away. Boy, they're letting him play early. Bryant tripped up on the loose ball. Celtic ball. Not a lot of whistles in the early going.
You can let him play, but at some point, that's an obvious foul. And the guy loses control, gets into the seams. That's a good no call right there, but coming up with the loose ball. Rasheed Wallace grabs the right arm. Bryant goes down. That's a clear foul.
Pierce trying to go against Artest. Pierce didn't have a free throw in Game 6, so unusual. Rondo inside and gets the banker. Good ball movement from Boston.
Putting Rondo on the baseline is that pick and roll action, so he's not having to take jump shots.
Garnett on Gasol. Fisher left open. That 2-pointer won't go. And Wallace fumbles a bit, but comes up with a board. Rondo's transition game so vital. Phil Jackson said that's the #1 key for them coming into Game 7.
And the only way you can do that is to get stops, clean rebounds like they just did. So their rebounding is important to slow down the Laker offense, but also to ignite their fast break offense.
The other part of that is adding the Lakers not being committed to running back, allowing him to dribble down the court.
Allen again, good defense on Bryant. Double teamed by Pierce. Has to fire away. It's the side of the backboard. Boy, Ray Allen, excellent job there, and Pierce timed the help perfectly.
Well, you see the mindset of the Celtics. They're not allowing Bryant to take over this game early on. That's just a reckless one-on-one play by Bryant. When help comes, you've done your job. Get rid of the basketball. Here, Ron Artest on the perimeter. Give it up and trust him to make a shot.
Like I said, that would be the key for their victory. Defensively, as Pierce misses his shot, had a good look. Celtics have taken just 7 shots compared to 15 already for the Lakers, but they've missed 12 of those 15. And getting a number of offensive rebounds. Gasol, nice fake. Pretty move from the 7-footer.
But you also saw the difference. Bryant took the double team of Garnett and Allen, got rid of the basketball, and Gasol made the play.
Garnett taking Bynum off the dribble. Had a better shot when he first caught it. Goes out of bounds off the air ball, much to the delight of the Laker fans. It's been so much fun in each arena. The Celtic fans hate the Lakers, and the Laker fans hate the Celtics. A good heated rivalry, the best in the game. Gasol inside, aggressive move, blocked from behind, and a jump ball. Again, the help defense. Garnett got a piece of it, and those two will jump it up. As we're already past the midway point of the first.
Talk about being a presence. Garnett, Rasheed Wallace giving up offensive boards. But here you see the both big guys contest the shot, not allowing Pau Gasol to get an uncontested layup. This is Game 7. It's time to do it or